May I now move to His Excellency, Mr. Milton, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Australia.
Your Excellency, the Honourable Speaker of the Lok Sabha and our host and my friend Mr. Omberla, may I be the first speaker to officially thank you for your leadership of the P20. To His Excellency Mr. Duarte Pacheco, the President of the Interparliamentary Union, your leadership and your outstanding action on climate change in our region, particularly in the Indo-Pacific, is outstanding, and we thank you very much for your remarks today. India has led the world this year hosting the G20, and Australia, alongside my parliamentary colleague, Her Excellency the Honourable Sue Lyons, the President of the Senate, stand here today to support leaders from across the world and across the G20 to see outcomes and results on an important issue. I begin by noting the important work that His Excellency Omberla, the Honourable Speaker of the Lok Sabha, has done in this field of sustainability and environmental protection alongside the Government of India. Making changes at the citizen level and looking at the small changes we make as nations and also at a global level has important ramifications. Australia has millions of citizens making these changes, and I shall now talk about some of the changes being made in our country. Community-led initiatives can realise significant achievements and environmental improvements for future generations. In Australia, citizen scientists are supporting a broad range of environmental projects from rivers and oceans to land and urban areas. In my home state of Queensland in Australia, the Blueprint project was developed in response to community concerns about a decline in water quality. The project is increasing community understanding of water quality and reef health in the Whitsundays in tropical Australia. A citizen-led science research project in the state of Victoria is assisting to understand the presence of microplastics on Australian beaches. While AusMap is a coalition of school students, environmental groups and universities and educators who are working together to gather critical data on Australian waterways. Collectively, this work is enabling communities and government to implement behaviour change, regulate industry, and develop better waste management systems. Community-led vegetation projects are reinstating native vegetation and improving the resilience of the Australian landscape. Every year, people living in urban and rural Australia produce hundreds of thousands of seedlings which become the shrubs, grasses and bushes that increase our biodiversity. In our nation's capital, local businesses, community groups and schools support environmental health by planting for pollinators. Not only does this year-round flowering provide food for bees, it also improves food security. Our Parliament House in Canberra now has a thriving wild bee community. Our Parliament's hives have produced over 500 kilograms of honey. In Australia, we have a great privilege of sharing our continent with the oldest continuous culture on Earth. Indigenous peoples have cared for country across generations for tens of thousands of years. Indigenous knowledge and connections to country are vital for sustainability and healing. Recognition and respectful use of Indigenous knowledge, working together with non-Indigenous knowledge systems, is leading to positive change. It is important to recognise that cultural, heritage and traditional knowledge of Indigenous peoples and local communities significantly contribute to conservation and enhance national and global action on climate change. As leaders, we must set the example and support and work with our communities to protect and preserve the environment. Only by working together can we protect, restore and better manage our world. There is a need for all of us to make our own changes on the ground to make the collective change. I thank the fellow delegates in attendance And may I thank you for your ideas, vision and commitment to this critical issue of lifestyle for the environment, and I look forward to a very productive summit.